everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Minecraft Eternal version 1.4.4 with me as your host, Power Boss. As you can see here, I have my little handy dandy clipboard out. I've updated it. I've got a few things. I want to get base power early game going and show you how to build a self-sustaining early game power. I want to charge up the items that I have that can be charged. I have at least 4 things. I might have more in my stash. I'm going to build a nether portal, and we're going to take our first trip to the nether itself. Do some quest completions, some upgrade kits, and get some more bee collection going on. So, without further ado, these are the items that I'm going to be working with. I have my scooperator, my exchanging gadget, my building gadget, and my copy paste gadget. So I will be looking at doing all of those things. I also want to get my remote upgraded to the next tier, which I'm going to need to go to the nether for, possibly to get some glowstone. I do believe I have some glowstone shards from venturing down below. And I need at least 2 more slime balls, plus I need to make another storage network master, which means I need more blocks of quartz. I'm not going to use what I have because in the nether I can obviously get plenty of quartz. So I'm going to hold off on that just a little bit. Maybe I'll even upgrade my dank null to the next tier. We'll see about that. But yeah, as you can see right here, spruce sapling, block of coal, and all these right down here. The only thing I'm missing is an item duct. The earliest one I believe I can get is this one right here, which I need 3 lead nuggets or 2 tin ingots, which I have 6 of. But I also need to get some fused quartz, which in order for that, if you scroll through these eventually, I missed it. It'll be the white one basically. As soon as it comes back around, there it is. So obviously it takes this and you can dye it white, but to get plain fused quartz glass, you just need 4 nether quartz, but it has to be done in an alloy smelter. You can't do it in a regular furnace. So we need to see about trying to get an alloy furnace done, which takes just regular iron ingots, 2 furnaces. We'll remove the one that we have placed right here. We need to get a simple machine chassis, and I believe we have some gears that we can use, and a bucket is easy enough to make. The simple machine chassis, however, we need a grains of infinity. For grains of infinity, we've got to go down to bedrock, which we've made our way down to. Only in the overworld we have to light it on fire and we get grains of infinity. Once we get grains of infinity, however, we can start getting grains of infinity essence, which we'll be able to get our seeds and duplicate that shortly thereafter. Best way to get it is, of course, taking the infinity dust blocks after we collect it and start putting it through a sag mill, which we will also need, and to be fair, both of them are very helpful. We'll start needing to get some dark steel ingots, bimetal gears, piston, and an industrial machine chassis, which that's going to take a little bit of an induction smelter, which we're also going to need. The industrial dye blend, which consists of all this, which for the most part some of it we already have, but we can always go farm more, and we will get onto that soon. But for now, let's get busy with setting up our first power farm. So I did a little bit of clearing out and tidying up out here on the back. It was only one past my smelter here. As you can see, I cleared out a little bit. I closed off some of this flooring, but I left this little hole over here so that way I can go down, because there's a lot of good stuff down there still. So for what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I've been clearing out this as well. This is where I'm going to set up my early game base power. So let's clear out a little bit more of this. Just so it's a little bit away from our base, because it does involve a tree. And I want to make sure that there's nothing above it, because I don't want to harvest over on that side and stop my tree farm from working. It's not exactly a tree farm for what it's doing, but you'll see what I mean when I get it built. This is a self-renewable, self-perpetuating source as long as the trees stay built. So I'm going to keep clearing out this a little bit until my shovel breaks, just for the time being. What's this? Salts? We don't need that. Okay. We got our infinite water source over there. So I'll be setting up on this side over here everything that we need for power generation. Okay, so our shovel broke, so we're good. Now, first I'm going to do is claim this chunk. Whoops, wrong button. This one. And I'm going to claim this one and chunk load it. Okay? So that's this whole area right here. And if I bring up my boundaries, it's everything within this. Okay? So first what we're going to want to do is go repair our shovel one more time. And as you can see, I also did a little redecorating. I reclaimed all the wood that I was using for the birch ceiling that I had. So let's repair our shovel. Alright, so first thing you want to do is you're going to want to dig out a 1x3 pattern. So we want our power generation to be close to our base, so we're going to do the 1x3 pattern over here a little bit. So about right there should do it, right? And we don't want to go past this corner right here because that's going to go into our base chunk, which we don't need, but it wouldn't be bad if we did. So now we're going to take out our bobble that has our water in it. We can get rid of this dirt that we got down here. And we're going to fill this side and this side. So now, as you can see, we have 3 solid water blocks, right? So put that back on fill and put our bobble away. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to want water generation. So that is our aqueous accumulator. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay, and all you're going to do is plop that down right in the middle. And if you open it, this is what you see. As you can see, as long as it has water on 2 blocks, it's going to fill up. And you can see it filled up 4,000 at a time. So that's 4 buckets worth. Now, if we dig out this block right behind it, we can also fill this side up as well with another water source, which we're going to do. We're going to dig down. We're going to dig underneath this. So that way we have ourselves a way to get underneath this one so it's not messy, right? And we're going to place our fluid ducts underneath. Okay, just one right there. Now you don't need a servo for this, and eventually we can fill all this in, and we will. But for right now, that's just all you're going to need. Okay, so then we're going to actually get our bubble back out, and we're going to fill in one last spot. Okay, now it's not going to affect the internal reservoir. It doesn't need to, and you want to make sure that this is redstone ignored. And what we're going to do is, instead of the top, we're going to configure it out the bottom. Now as you look at this interface, it's going to be top, bottom, left, right, and back from looking at this face. It's getting to be, looks like an eclipse or sunset. There we go. Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze for a second. So of course we're going to wait until we can sleep, and we're going to continue this on. Come on, let me sleep. Once again, we can also put our bobble away again. And the next thing we're going to need is our fractionating still and our spruce sapling. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our spruce sapling and we're going to put it on the left side of this. It doesn't have to be too far away. In fact, you don't need it exceptionally far away, but you want it a good distance, right? So we're just going to plant it there. Our fractionating still we're going to have on the other side, right there. Okay, and again you're just going to shift click the middle and it's going to take away all inputs and outputs that this has. Now you'll notice that this needs power and some sort of a fuel to burn, and it's going to turn something into something else. We'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, so this is going to take water, and it's going to take from this sapling with our arboreal extractor when it gets built, and we're just going to place it down right there. Okay, now if you notice, this has no interface. Doesn't need power, it's self-sustaining, but it does have inputs on all sides, which is for a reason. So I guess the arboreal extractor does have it really, but again, we don't need that. Okay, but from the face, we're going to want the blue as an import, okay, which is going to be that side right there, and we're going to have the right as an output, which is that one right there. Okay, now instead of it doing that way, we're actually going to change that to the top. Okay, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, but this tree is going to go get grown. We can bone meal it, you can water it, whatever you need to get it grown, but we don't need to worry about that just yet because we're setting up everything else, right? Now on the other side of this fractionating still, we're going to set up our two dynamos, our steam and our compression. So we're going to put our steam dynamo there and our compression dynamo right beside it. That's it. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your flux duct. The easiest one to make is the leadstone. Okay, I made one extra, but you get I got some from a quest. Excuse me. You're going to shift click on the top, and you're just going to go right across the three things. Okay, you're going to go into the interface, and you're going to make sure that the top inputs power. Actually, I don't think it matters. I think it can accept power from any side. Now the back side, we're actually going to have it input and output, which is this one. Okay. Yeah. And then, actually no, I'm sorry. This is going to be an input for yellow. As you can see, this slot is highlighted, and the back, or excuse me, the right is going to be the output for what's going to be produced here. Okay, and I'll show you why in a second. Now this doesn't need power. This is going to have an input from the tree, hence the blue side right there, and the output's going to be on the top. Okay, and I will show you why that's going to need to be an output on the top. Ideally you want 4 of these all around your tree base. Okay, so first we're going to bring this over. Bring it over and down, and then just straight over, right? Okay, and as you can see, it connects there, and we're just going to bring it all the way across. Now you're also going to want an item duct, and that's going to go somewhere else. That's going to go underneath. But because we have these right next to each other, actually I strike that, we're going to have to switch these. So you're going to want your compression dynamo here and your steam dynamo there. Okay, because the steam dynamo is going to take from the fractionating still what's made, and then the fluid is going to come out the back and go into the compression dynamo. Okay, That should be good. And then you're going to need to run cabling underneath. So we're actually going to put another fluid duct down here, and we're going to dig out that way. Okay. There you go. You want to go 2 down because if you don't, you're going to leak out your water. You can see it's already dripping down, right? And we have to go all the way over here to not the fractionating still and not the steam dynamo. You have to all the way over to the compression dynamo. Okay? Because this is going to take the water and it's going to cook the tree sap. Okay? So it's got to go from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks over. That's it, 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and if we destroy this one and this one, there's our compression dynamo. So we're going to need to make more fluid ducts. Need 1, 2, and 3 more, right? So let's go get those fluid ducts made. Simple fluid ducts, that's all it takes. And of course you get 6 for the pattern. Now for early game efficiency, this is more than enough of what you're going to need. Okay, now that that's connected, you can go up here and you can see water's filled up. That's all we need, right? It's got power going out the top, it's got the other fluid from the fractionating still coming out the back, and ideally you want this to go up and over. And I don't have the tool with me, but we're going to take these two and you're going to put one there. As a matter of fact, these are different types of, those are supposed to be item ducts, excuse me. Because you're going to want item ducts here and here to connect these two. Or excuse me, no, you just need 2 item ducts, one here and one here. And then this has to be configured to accept from the left side fluid, which is that one. Okay. Now, we may not need the item duct here, and this one may not need it at all. So this is probably going to be your setup. We won't know if it's working until the tree gets grown. Is he named? No? Yeah, I see why he's spawning. Why are you not dying? I promise you he will die. There we go. Took a minute. I'm going to have to clear out some of these other trees up here because that's where they're spawning from. And it looks like there's an eclipse, plus it's also sunset. Okay, so let's go sleep again. Alright, so moving right along. Okay, so in order to get the item ducts, the simplest version, right? Oops. We need this, but we need fuse quartz for that. Now you can, I believe, build opaque ones, which will be a little bit easier. That's all we need. So if we need it, we have them. Okay? Let's get this tree grown. Now what I'm going to also do is I'm going to fill up a tank of some sort so we have a little bit of a backlog. So let's go make ourselves a tank. Let's just take these out of our inventory. These can all go away. And I'll explain why I have the block of coal to go along with the setup as well. So fluid tank. Okay, so basic fluid tank, 14 buckets. That's all it takes, right? What about an advanced tank? Okay, we're not making the enriched alloys yet, so we're going to have to stick with a basic tank. Can we make that one? No. Okay. We probably could, but it's not needed. And as much as I'd like to make this one, it's not needed for now. Oops. So we're just going to take this regular one and put it out there. And so we're just going to break this part right here and put the tank in its place. Okay? And that's all that's needed. Now, I have not made the tool yet that I need, but I will get there. And like I said, once this is all working, I'm going to fill this in. It can all be hidden. Bone meal, right? Well, actually, what I need to do is remove this and remove this first. Then I need to grab my watering can, which is not in my inventory for some reason. There it is. And do we have any bone meal? No, but we have bones, so that'll work just as good. So let's see if we can save our bone meal and use our watering can for the moment. So rules of thumb for this build, okay, you only need one tree, preferably spruce. What you're trying to get is a material called resin. Okay, the fractionating still will turn it into rosin, and the rosin will turn into tree sap, and the tree sap will make a perpetual power. As long as this tree is built, we'll be fine. Oh, there we go. It won't grow with anything next to it, which is why I removed the arboreal extractor temporarily. So we're going to place it right there. And as you can see, the internal buffer is starting to fill up. Now I changed the way it is, so we're going to shift click that, and the back is going to be an input. Which should be that way. Yeah, right behind it. And then the top is still going to be the output. So we're going to put our fluid ducts back. First right there, and that should extract the resin. And this should fill up with resin. Now you shouldn't need servos. Yep, there you go. You see, it takes out, it just does fine. Now we might have to have a servo on this one in the back here. I'm going to try and put one underneath and see if that auto extracts. Okay, but as you see, this is building up a couple millibuckets at a time. And as long as this is working, which it is, it's going to go into the pipe and into the tank. Now, it is very slow, which is why it is recommended to have 4 of these placed all around your tree. And then you can connect them to the single pipe going into whatever system you're going into. So, it's very nice to have it go directly into that. Now, when this hits 1,000, it should start filling up the fractionating still, right? So we're going to let that back up a little bit. I believe we can also time in a bottle and speed up the process a little bit. So let's try that. Okay. As you can see, it's slowly building up. It is a very slow process, but that's why we're also getting a tank, so that way we can have a backlog, right? Oh, see, there it goes. Now it's filling up really fast. Okay, but it is not auto-pulling out from either of those. So we're going to go ahead and remove this back pipe. We're going to go grab ourselves a servo. All right, let's fill up our watering can. Okay. And then that is going to go into our inventory up there. Okay, these can all go away, but we are going to need a servo. We should have one, yes. And that's all we're going to need is one servo. Servo is going to go there. And it's going to be set to ignore redstone. And as you can see, it's pulling out, draining that, and it's filling up the fractionating still perfectly fine right there. It holds 4,000. Okay, so now why isn't this working? Well, we haven't jump started it yet. Okay, so it should auto output to the right. This can go away in the back. Okay, because we don't have anything in the back anymore. But it's right up against it, so it should auto output this slot and this one. Oh, we are going to need an export for here to go into the compression dynamo. So we are going to need more fluid because it's going to be tree sat. So let me go grab those fluid ducts again. Okay. And just for the ease of mind, we're not going to deal with the tool that's needed. We're just going to place it there, 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 and there, and there. We are going to need the tool, aren't we? Any sort of wrench will do. So if you do a search for wrench, the most common one that's needed, let's see, which one is it? No, it's not any of these. Not the configurator, although that would probably work too. Maybe it's the hammer. There we go. Crescent hammer. That's what you need. Okay, so we're going to take this out. Hey, quest completed. Now be careful when clicking on your door. Let's sleep again. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take off what we just put. And all you do is shift right click to do that, right? And now we're going to disconnect that one and take that one off. Okay. What the? Okay, that was weird. So yeah, first what we're going to do is make the back an input. What are you? Get out of here. That's an enemy. Okay then. That was weird, but alright. Now it's filling up this pipe rather than staying inside the basic fluid tank. So that's why the fluid tank currently shows as empty. And yes, it is a pain sometimes to make sure that this is right so that you don't get fluid in these over here. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to make this pipe go there so that way we don't cross. And then this comes off. Because this should be auto outputting to this one right here, and then the back one, the way we set that is this one right here. We want it to be the red one, whereas the yellow one is going to be what's auto output to the right. Okay, so the solid fuel goes here, and then the liquid fuel will go to the compression dynamo, right? Now these pipes will hold, doesn't say, but as you see we have resin, okay, and it's going to turn into rosin. So it's not letting me pull it up, but okay. But now everything's set up properly. We don't have any cross-contamination, and we got our infinite water source. So now again we're just waiting for this tank to backlog a little bit. It holds 14 buckets. Now ideally we want 4 arboreal extractors, and for that we're going to need more of these made. So let's go see if we can make a few more of those while we're waiting. Because ideally we want 4. Okay, so we need the bottom 2 things in the gears. Okay, so we're missing tin ingots. I don't think we have enough tin. No. Okay, so And I don't think you can buy them either. So we got some advanced science going on. We completed the crescent hammer. And that'll come into play much, much later. But this is a pretty good all-around tool to have. And once you get your meteor compass and your introduction to applied energistics, I would recommend making this as quick as possible because you can use it for just about everything. The only one that you're going to want different is probably the configurator, because this sucker right here is for much other things, but you're not going to make that until you're close to getting your AE system up and running, because that's a good Ender IO thing. Yeah, can eat that. Can't eat it yet, but anyway. But we can get this out of our inventory by using it. And we're going to go ahead and put our bone meal away, the rest of our fluid ducts. We'll keep one of those on us, and we'll put that in our backpack. So we have it, right? Now, once this is gotten to this point, we're going to need our 4 tools that can charge. Let's see if we have any other tools that can charge. What do we have in our inventory, in our stash, that can hold the charge? We're going to need the blocks of crystal in a bit. We're going to need to make some more obsidian for another portal, so we'll take those out and have those handy. Let's see. No, we don't have anything else, it looks like, to make a charge needed. Okay, we are going to need our redstone furnace as well. I think that's about it, really, at least for the moment. We'll need our energy cell, and I'll show you why. Manufacturing couldn't hurt. But that's really about it. Oh, our pulverizer. We're going to need that, because with our pulverizer we can start ore duplicating without having to use the smeltery and risk alloying needlessly. Okay. That's pretty much it. We'll have to take our leadstone flux ducts back out. Okay. So now we got all this going. So we can't make any more arboreal extractors for the time being. We want to get our flux capacitor going, but we need the right sulfur. Fused quartz we need for an alloy smeltery. But we got to work our way up to getting the grains of infinity. Getting the induction smelter, we're a little bit far from that. We don't need that. Sometimes it likes to add things on its own. Okay then, so we got some more things going. We can put away these up in here because we won't need them for the moment. We're going to set up our basic energy cell right here on the outside. Okay. Now if you click on it, again, shift click, and that turns them all to yellow. That means that there's not going to be anything going in or out. You want reg control disabled, and you want this one to be in orange, which is both input and output. Okay. Now this one is only a basic. It can do 1,000 and 1,000 in and out. You're not going to reach the 1,000 with this setup, even with 4 full fractionating stills and arboreal extractors going. This is all you need. This will get you full power. Okay. We can't make any more of these, which is another reason why we're getting some backup fluid. And while we're waiting on that to back build, we're going to set up our pulverizer, our redstone furnace, and our manufactory right here beside. So we're just going to do there, there, and there. Okay, simple setup. We're going to run our power to all three of them. This one I believe can accept on all sides, and you can always side configure it if you needed to. We're going to make sure that the pulverizer accepts power from the top. No, that can accept from all sides, but we're not going to have that auto output. And then the redstone furnace, it can also accept on all sides. So what you're going to see is once this fluid backs up enough, this tank is going to get full with plenty of buckets. This is going to always keep working. Eventually we're going to get 3 more on all the sides, and all of them will be constantly working. The tree, as long as it has 1 on each side of the leaves at the very top and 1 leaf on top, you could take all these leaves gone if you really wanted to, so that it's nice and neater. But just in case, you know, a little tidying up here and there couldn't hurt. Just make sure that you leave the top leaves. These have to be placed at the base of the tree. It cannot be above it, so you can't stack them. It can't be below the tree, and it has to be a naturally grown tree, not a placed spruce wood block. And it's becoming sunset, so we're going to go ahead and time tick this again. And then we're going to go sleep. Now, like I said, ideally you want 4 of those arboreal extractors. That will keep this going fairly well. But just having 1, this setup will still work. Now, as you can see, this is not yet backlogging. It's still in this pipe. But it is still flowing. As you can see, you know, nothing is in here. This holds 8 buckets. This holds 14. And if you look at the fluid ducts in the JEI, it doesn't tell you what it is, but it varies by fluid. Now, if you go up to the harden, it doesn't tell you. When you go up to Signalum, it also does the RF, which will allow you, when you get to doing this part of it, well, you don't really want to change that up. But you can still upgrade these to the better fluid ducts if you really want to. Now, if you wanted to, you could also save yourself 2 of these by putting it across the top of the arboreal extractor if you really wanted to. I'm just doing this to snake around, but you know what, let's change it up. So we're going to take, say, this one right here. We're going to put it there, and then we can take both of these away, and that saves us 2 fluid ducts, right? And then you're going to take your crescent hammer and just make sure that it's not connected to the arboreal extractor. It's not going to do anything anyway, but you don't want this to empty out and then fill up with water. Okay, but that is the simplest and simple of setups. Now you can move this one closer if you wanted to, all of these machines. You can move this closer, put it right underneath if you really, really wanted to. Do note that the 2 dynamos, unless you get the upgrades for them, will only output power on the top. This red I don't know, button top of it is the only place that this will accept power from. Okay? Or excuse me, it'll output power from that only, the little red notch. This can be configured any side. You can use the crescent hammer and you can change the individual sides. And as you see, I got this set up wrong. So I want to make sure I change this one to the orange, yellow, and then opposite the orange in the interface is where I want, actually no, I want that to input and that to output. And this will back up it, and it only has a small 2 million capacity, and you'll actually fill that up pretty quick with this setup. But okay, now we're starting to backlog. See, it's got 500 in there, so we're going to go ahead and tick this one more time. Max ticks, because why not? And we're going to watch this start filling up close to the 14,000 millibuckets that it can hold at capacity. So basically what happens is every few ticks, this arboreal extractor will pull out something. It says not every tree will be productive. This spruce tree is the best for this setup. Why? Because if you look in JEI, resin, okay, multiple things can produce this. Not sap, tree resin, right? Nope, not that one. This one. Resin. Here we go. Okay. It's gotten from ebony wood, willow wood. There's 5 pages of it. You know, birch wood, jungle wood. Yeah, here we go. Fractionating still. Turns into rosin. Okay, 50% will do that. And there is an upgrade for the fractionating still that will allow you to change this to, I believe, 100%. You know, so 200 millibuckets will equal 200 millibuckets. So it does a 1-for-1 transfer. That is another reason why you want 4 collecting the resin. Okay, and the rosin can be burnt as fuel, hence why it's going to go into the steam dynamo. And as you see, it produces 4,000 RF for the burn time of 800 ticks. Okay, and then that will power your compression dynamo, which is going to be fueled by the tree sap. That is going to be a byproduct of the fractionating still here. So we're going to wait until this at least fills up and we start seeing fluid in this pipe, because we only have the 1 arboreal extractor and we're going to need a little bit of a backlog for this to get powered. Ideally, what you're going to want to do is wait until these all have full power and this starts filling up. Okay, this is going to wait until these are all filled. These won't be too long. 32,000 RF, 20,000 RF, and 20,000 RF. But to get this jump started, you're going to take your steam dynamo, and this is where your block of coal comes in. It burns for 16,000 ticks. So that's going to produce your jump start. It's going to burn, it's going to go out of there, so immediately when the fractionating still starts working, everything else is going to kick off. Now if you really wanted to, we can move these all closer by 1. You know, I discussed that a minute ago. And then this energy cell we can put at the end. But we want to have the extra battery power, which holds 2 million, for these if they ever run out of power, because they don't hold as much, instead of taking this one and filling it and then using it elsewhere. But the blue is an input, the orange is an output. You can configure it each individual side, you can rotate it with the crescent hammer, and of course you can go into the GUI and change it. Yellow means that nothing will happen. And all it is a storage device, and you can later on connect other things to it if you really wanted to. Now we are beyond our boundary that we wanted, right? So this one is not being chunk loaded. So we're going to actually move all these anyway. But rather than moving them all, we're just going to move the 1. Because it doesn't really matter, right? And we just have to make sure that this is set for an output on the bottom. So now that will get power too. We're at 4,800. So let's go ahead and tick accelerate again. So just watch this. Once this ticks over, it's going to start storing a whole lot more resin. Now it will burn through the resin fast. So again, one arboreal extractor is not ideal. We might have to tick accelerated 2 or 3 more times because we want this fluid pipe right here on top of the arboreal extractor to also start filling up in backlog. We can turn our borders off again. Let's go ahead and grab some dirt so we can fill in underneath because we don't need that anymore. So we put a time on a bottle there. We can take our dirt and put it down here. We can put away the rest of our leadstone flux ducts and all that. Now, why did I want the manufacturer, the pulverizer, and the redstone furnace? Well, in all 3 of these cases, they perform a function that we're going to need much early on. Okay, but specifically the pulverizer and the redstone furnace, if we stick anything in here, we can charge all these items that we have in our inventory, right? All 4 of these. I'm going to start with a scooperator and our building gadget, and we'll work on both of these as well. They store a lot of energy. So let's go ahead and fill in underneath because we don't need to see the nastiness that is down here. Okay. And again, if you want, you can leave this one open right here. The only side this does not accept fluid in on is the front face. You can do it on the backs, like you see here. I could do it on the bottom if I wanted to. You can change the interface to show it however you want. You only need one block, either the back, the top, or the bottom, usually preferably, so that you can easily configure for one output. It will infinitely produce water for as long as there are at least 2 water sources on the block. Now, keep that in mind, at least 2. You can do 2, but if you can do 3 or 4, why not? And the only reason why in this particular setup, why I'm not doing more than 3 and get that 4th block underneath and come out the top, is because of the way this one fluid pipe is running across the top for the tree resin. But as you see, 8,700, so we're going to take accelerate again. I know, I love my tick acceleration. Okay, but this should fill up close to 14,000 at this point. It may not hit that last one, but if we do one more tick acceleration after this, it will be perfectly fine to do so. Now, I'm not sure if you need the servo here, but it's not bad to have. If we had a different fluid tank here, we might be able to get away with it. And it would save you a servo, really. Okay, wait for the tick to kick over. And it's going to max this out and start filling up this fluid tank on the left from the tree. And there we go. That's filled up, and now this is starting to backlog. So that's perfectly acceptable. And I put away my other fluid duct, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so now that we have this all backlogged and ready to go, we're going to kick it off by launching Steam Dynamo. Whoops. I made a boo-boo. Steam Dynamo is also going to need water. So we're missing one fluid duct. I made a boo-boo. There we go. Now, as you can see, it burned the coal block. It's producing fuel. It's using the water. And this is producing power. See, the leadstone flux duct is filling up. Power is filling up here. It is starting to slowly produce the resin. Or excuse me, resin into rosin from here to here. And a byproduct of tree sap. And the tree sap will get exported to the compression dynamo. And then water and tree sap will produce power infinitely here. And if it ever needs a boost, it's got the resin that's turning into rosin, which will keep the steam dynamo going as well. And if we want, we can even look here. As you see, the energy cell is already starting to get power. We're starting to get energy stored over here. That's building up, and that's building up. So we're all set. We're good to go. So now it's just a matter of waiting for the fractioning still to do its thing. And there you go. It produced one, filled back up already from the fluid pipe, and it's burning the next one. And as you can see over here, it's got tree oil, and there you go. That's going to continue to start producing here now. So this is a perpetual system. From the energy cell and these three machines here to the right, you don't even need these. This is all you need. And it's good to go, right? And like I said, more arboreal extractors will make sure that this basic fluid of the tree sap for the resin will never empty out, never be, needless to say, empty. As long as you have at least the proper tree at the top, this will be perfectly all you ever need. So we're going to let this run a minute. Now we can speed up the fractionating still at this point. That's all we would need to do. The steam dynamo will build up to a max of 64. When this gets filled, this is going to keep burning, but the fractionating still will stop. If this ever stops, this will backlog to 64 as well. Or if the fluid ever gets backed up from the compression dynamo, tree oil getting backed up, then the fractionating still will also stop, but these two are never going to stop. So it's just a matter of time for it to go from one to the other. But again, we're waiting for this to fill up. That's done. We're waiting for this to fill up. That's done. And we're waiting for that to fill up. That's done. And then, as you can see, 2 million RF stored. This is the last thing that we're waiting on. And once it fills that up, this is going to backlog. Then this is going to backlog. That's already at full power. And then this over here doesn't need power, neither does that. So if we look at our handy dandy checklist, we've gotten build the tree power completed. And now we're going to work on charging items. So all you do is take your items that you want. We're going to start with a scoop rater, and you're going to stick it over there. Should charge there. No? Excuse me. Maybe here? No? Oh, excuse me. It's supposed to charge here. Will the building gadget charge here? No. And this doesn't have an input. Excuse me. How about here? No. Okay, so we'll work on that. Ooh, sorry. But again, you know, primarily what we're wanting this setup for is a perpetual power source, filling into a battery that holds a ton of storage, that powers 3 pretty simple basic machines, all which can be used for good stuff. So we're going to let that run. We'll come in and check on it a little bit later. And since we're not powering these machines, we can just stick them away. Oh, so now for the second list, or second thing on our list, we can wait. But we're going to skip to our third, which, if we look, is our nether portal. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to use our two baubles, water and lava. Okay. And we've got more than enough that we should be able to produce 8 obsidian in this. Now we don't have any obsidian in here at the moment, right? No. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our inputs. We're going to make sure that these are both empty. And we're going to do 1 for 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to fill up our reservoir again. Because why not? And we do have a place that we can fill up our lava. Several places, in fact. But if we come and look here, we have molten obsidian 7 blocks. Now, as you can see, there's no water and no lava stored in this at the moment, so we have an even amount in there. So we need 3 more. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to set both of these to fill, and then we can put both of these back on. And we'll get our lava later. But as you can see, we didn't have enough lava. So we need to go and venture and find some more. Now I do know for a fact that down in here there is some lava. So let's go down here and collect it. So let's grab our lava bobble. It's already on fill, so now we just have to find source blocks. And try to get this without setting ourselves on fire. At least needlessly setting ourselves on fire. Okay, let's light this place back up a little bit. See if we can get any more lava. I think that should be good, right? Okay, now we head home. Okay, now it's nighttime. We'll look at what type of spawners those are later. But now we need at least 100 millibuckets for lava and 75 for water. So we're going to fill up this. And now we have 950 of lava. So we take our water back out. Make sure it's set on empty. And we're just going to make sure that we keep getting an even number. Why it's not, I don't know. Probably because it mixed with something else. But we have 10 blocks of molten obsidian. That's all we want. So we can take this to fill and this to fill. But we'll have to wait on that. Now we can get 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3, so 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, and 9. And 10. Now we should still have some leftover molten obsidian in there, right? Yes. Not enough for even an ingot. But you see we have a weird amount of water and lava in there. So we're just going to fill this up a little bit more. To give us a little bit more obsidian, right? So that's 3 blocks worth. Just so we have a little bit extra for 2 reasons. Okay, so now we're going to leave the molten obsidian in there. I'm going to set the lava to come out. I'm going to set this to fill. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to set this to fill. And we're going to put... Wait a minute. That's not supposed to happen. No. This is actually turned around the wrong way, but I don't think it really matters. Still works. Now I have all this extra lava in here. So let's just fill it in, shall we? Let's turn any more blocks of obsidian. So let's just go ahead and pull those out. Let's go ahead and fill our one up with water again. Okay. Put our both baubles back on. Put our crescent hammer away. And we've got 2 buckets worth of lava in there, and we don't need them. So the lava did combine with something in there, but we don't need to worry about any more of that, okay? Alright, well, we got 17 obsidian blocks. That's more than fine. So we're going to put that away in there for use with our blocks of crystal from electroblobs. Let's check on our machines real quick. So max power. He's about halfway charged almost. He's not backing up, but he doesn't need to be. As soon as this fills, he'll go off again. Ah, that's why, because he's maxed on tree oil. So this is going to start backing up on tree oil eventually. Oh, see, there he goes. Now he's burning again. Now the resin will burn short, but it doesn't need to be extravagantly large. And eventually you can put augments when you upgrade these with these upgrade kits right here. So the first one's going to be a hardened kit. All you need is a bronze gear, some Invar ingots, which we have some of those by accidentally making them over here. See, we have molten Invar 5 blocks worth. So if we do this, we can actually pull out all 5 of them. Now this is slow to cool, so while that's cooling, let's check. We have also molten bronze in here, 6 blocks and 7 ingots worth. So that's good. So we'll take out our 5 Invar, and then we'll take out a couple copper. Or not copper, bronze. Now you can tick accelerate these, but there's no need to. Okay, so our last 2. Wait until those finish pouring. Okay, and we can change this to your bronze. Make sure you wait until they finish pouring, because otherwise you won't be able to use this basin for quite a while. Let's see how fast the bronze cools compared to the Invar. Oh, that's actually pretty quick, so we can probably get a couple bronze out of this. All before we get our Invar out. Alright, there we go. That'll be our last of it for now. We can leave the rest of this in here. We got some tin that we could use, 2 blocks worth. Might actually pull that out next, because we do need the tin, right? And there's only 2 blocks in there worth of it, so. And if we really wanted to, we could pull out some of the ingots as well. But tin should be relatively quick to cool. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Do we need to pull out anything else? Electrum, no. Lead, no. Maybe. Tar, no. And molten dark steel. And that'll come into play a lot later. As we can look, that's still just below half at 1,900,000. So we're going to go ahead and turn these into ingots, turn these into ingots, and these into ingots. Okay, so for the hardened upgrade kits, all we need is the centerpiece, which is a bronze gear. So that's that. There we go. We need 2 of those. Okay. Now to get the reinforcements, we're going to need those electrums, but we need fuse cores, so we can actually do without those for a little while. And that we can actually take off of there. Okay. Now both of these, I'm going to show you what these actually do after I sleep. Because night's a thing. Now the great thing about this redstone furnace over here is the fact that it doesn't take any fuel to burn, it just takes power. So it's the same thing as the inside vanilla furnace, but better. And for anything that we pulverize, it doubles it. So if we actually wanted to, we could set this to auto output to the right. Okay. Now, as you can see, the information on this, it says that it does 40 RF a tick at maximum power. This also does 40 RF maximum tick. But now we have these hardened upgrade kits. We're just going to put them both on. Now it can do 60. This one can do 60, and it is doing 60. But now, also more importantly, we can do augmentations. And if you look up augmentations, that's all these from here to here. Now some of them are specific, like this one says it's numismatic dynamo. This one, it says machines processing speed, secondary output, and you can read through all these. The ones that we're going to specifically looking at are probably the auxiliary reception coils, maybe the redstone, no, we don't want the redstone furnace one. Gains additional output when smelting ores, maybe. A resin funnel, no. Now you may be thinking that you want, where is it? One of these. Increases yield from ores, maybe. Prevents RF loss due to flux coil saturation, no. Increased efficiency, that would be a good one to have. And then this one, auxiliary transmission coil, but we can only do one of these at the moment, right? My recommendation would be 1 fuel catalyzer and 3 auxiliary transmission coils, or maybe 2 and 2, or just all 4. Because again, this is never going to stop working. But the one that you don't want is this one. And basically what this does is takes the water need off of the compression dynamo. It's a waste. Yes, it's good if you were doing something higher, but it's not really needed. Same thing with this one. You don't want to have to produce steam from an external source. You just want it to keep using what it's using. And then converts an applicable dynamo into a steam boiler, which will produce steam for this one. So those go hand in hand. Allows for rapid wireless recharging of flux capacitors. Will no longer accept, process, or recharge items. Cannot exceed the charge rate of the flux capacitor itself, which is this little doohickey up here, which we still need to find sulfur for, at least the proper sulfur. Okay. But again, this is still working. It is a perpetual cycle. You're not losing anything. Still doing 60 RF per tick. 60 RF per tick. This is a little bit more than halfway now. It's about a quarter of the way filled. But as you can see, we're starting to run out of basic fluid in the fluid tank. Luckily, there's still a lot in this fluid pipes that hopefully the fractionating still isn't going to run out anytime soon. Now, of course, you can tick accelerate this and it'll drain this faster, or you can tick accelerate this to fill this back up as you need to. Once you get 4 of these, you're not going to need to. So now that we got a few things out of our smeltery over there, let's see if we can make any more of those. So we need a redstone servo. We need some iron gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to need 2 more of these. And then we're going to need 3 device frames. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. So now we have 1, 2, and 3. And we get more fluid ducts, which that should be just enough. So now we're going to come back out here, and we're going to place these down. And again, you can place them any way you want, as long as they are like that, so that they have this little front display here showing brown, which means that this is filling up with resin. Then we're going to connect like that, and we're going to need some more fluid ducts, at least 2, so that either one of these sides can come around to this one right here. Now if you really wanted to, you can fill up all 3 of these across, so that way you have more fluid storage in these fluid ducts that you have built. And of course you got to go in and set your configurations. You're going to want just the upside to output. Same thing here. Only the upside. Oops. You want that orange. And here, same thing. There you go. Let's go grab ourselves some more fluid ducts. Bam. Now we only need 2, but I'm going to actually do 3. Because I'm going to put it all the way across, right? And there you go. Now you'll actually see this start backing up its fluid quite profusely if it's not being pulled all the way through. As you see, this is getting all the way filled, and we want to make sure this gets filled before we actually start using any of these machines, and we want to make sure that these machines get backlogged with power, specifically the steam dynamo and the compression dynamo. And again, once those are backlogged, you can wait until this tank fills up. Now that these are all filled, or filling rather, excuse me, you'll actually see these start backing up too. And that's it. That's a self-contained setup, perfectly built. Alright, so now the question is, where do we want to build our nether portal? Let's see, we're at Y68. We could go down into our little basement area and build it down there. We can just build it up here, just like right outside somewhere. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, look at that. There's a chest right up there. So it's beginning to get sunset, so let's go and rest, and then we'll see if we can get up there to that. Come on, let me sleep. Let's heal up our saturation. Put away these and these. There we go. Let's see if we can go get that chest. Now, keep your eye out for these chests because they are very rare. Let's use my dank null, because why not? Oh, it's actually a mimic crab. That's not what I thought it was, but still. What it is those chests that are up in trees like that, when it's not a mimic crab, are usually where you're going to find inventory pets. And if not there, you'll see later on in later streams that there are like clouds up in the sky, way up high, and those will actually have a random chest on top of what looks like glass, and it's actually like a whole spawner up there. And what you can do is you'll go up there and blazes will spawn, and if you can survive the blazes, and by then you should be able to pretty easily, you'll be able to grab chest pets or inventory pets from the chests. I'm just trying to do some tidying up around here. Okay. Now I do have a magnet. I don't know why it's not picking things up. Alright, that's almost completely full. Then you can wait and watch this start to backlog again. Now, each of these arboreal extractors can actually be tick accelerated individually too. So that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and eat it. Oh look, magnetic, how perfect. We can use that later. We got bread. It's always good to eat new foods, right? So we're going to go ahead and take this block of sand down that we just put up. That should go right into our dank null. Right. Okay then. It's going to bug me being all up there. We'll get to it eventually though. Now to prevent that from happening, all you have to do is build a couple spaces up from wherever you plant your saplings. Like I planted the row like right here, and if you just put a roof on it, they'll only grow to the roof height that you put. Okay, so first we're going to put the stuff away. We don't need any of this. That's good. Fine and dandy. This can go away for now. Alright, so we're going to find some place to build our nether portal. Now do note that you're going to need 4 of these block crystals. They have to be, I want to say within a couple block radius, maybe like 16 block radius or something of the nether portal. Easiest is like put it almost immediately around the portal. So we're going to go and let's just place it, say, over here, right? Well, we don't want to put it where we're going to probably be using it. So, let's just put it outside of our base over here. So we're going to put it right here. So, okay. Take out these 4 blocks. And I like to put these in the corners. It makes for good aesthetics. Then you build it 3 high. Then you're going to put these on top of the corners. And now just to show you, well, I don't have it yet because I don't have the flint and steel unless I have one in my inventory. And we can put the rest of these obsidian away. Let's see, flint and steel, do we have one? Oops. No, but they're easy to make, right? Yeah. So we got that. This can go away. Now I'm going to remove one of the electroblob's blocks, and I'm going to show you what happens. So if we didn't have this 4th one placed, right? So I'm going to take that away. And then we're going to activate our portal. There you go, right? As you can see, it says you feel a corrupted energy coming from the portal. The nether will slowly spread into the overworld unless 4 blocks of crystal are placed within a 60 block radius around the portal. And as you see, netherrack has already started to form here. I mean, technically it's not a bad thing, but enemies will start spawning on top of that. Usually nether enemies that you don't want to see. And there you go, it says, with enough EB Wizardry blocks placed, you feel the corrupted energy fade. And then at least, hey, free netherrack, right? Okay. Now let's go store this away so we have plenty access to do what we need to do. So we can store those all away and bingo, we're all set to go, right? Now what damage does my shirt can do? Only 336. It's going to be very rough. Now, there's a reason why I got this specific pet. You're going to also want a feed bag, especially if you have more than one, which is this right here. I unfortunately do not have any leather. I do have a cow in a mob duplication tool, but I don't have access to it yet. So my mob imprisonment tool is doing absolutely nothing. We're going to go and see what type of generation the nether gives us. Where does it spawn us? We need to go deeper. Come on, load, 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 load. Having a little bit of a fit. Nothing new for the stream, right? Still waiting. I mean, you can obviously tell that it's lagged out because the advancement made is still showing at the top and the text hasn't gone away in the bottom. So I am sorry about that. It will fix itself, I promise. It might kick me out of the game first and I'll have to relog, but yeah, kick me out. So I just gotta wait for my computer to catch up on itself to reconnect. So again, nothing new. You know, this is kind of normal. And I will say that I did order my RAM sticks, so it's just a matter of time before these lag spikes and disconnects are a thing of the past. And I can open up the server to other people to finally join and play. And I can leave the server running 24/7. Bar a few minor restarts when needed, of course, because, you know, Minecraft. It happens, right? Alright, starting to move along finally. Okay. Now, this is to be expected whenever you go to a new dimension because, you know, it has to world gen everything. And it's especially annoying with Minecraft Eternal, not because it's a bad mod or mod pack. It's because there's a lot of generation that's happening because of how many mods are actually in the pack. So don't let that, you know, be held against the game or, you know, you wanting to play the mod pack. So let's refresh, make sure that our ping hits. Ooh, excuse me. There, it's ready to reconnect. Making sure we're ready to go. Checking the server. And it looks like we are ready. So let's hop back into it, shall we? Now, worst comes to worst, we're in the nether, we jump right back to the portal, right? I mean, we're still right there. Sorry for the sniffling, by the way, folks. I was recovering from about 2 days worth of being sick, which is why episode 6 was a little bit longer in the process than I would have liked. I was meaning to stream this like 2 nights ago. I was ready. But again, I hope you're getting enjoyment out of this. Thankfully, it's only on the first time that you load a new dimension that something like this will happen. if any. If you have a good enough server running, like I unfortunately do not at the moment, this won't happen. Now I'll go over some of the enemies that you'll encounter as I see them, passive mobs, other things like that, right? Okay, here we are. We're through our portal, waiting for world gens. We've got pigmen over there, we've got some blue fire over there. Stay away from the Tiberium. It's not really used for anything, and it has a tendency to explode. And look at that, we start off in a hell biome. That is gorgeous. Another gold, so we can vein mine that. That'll be nice. Another gold ore. Another quartz. Oh, look at that, a ghast. And he has cinder. This is why you have the magma cube pet. Did he drop anything worth going down there for? Probably not, because it fell in lava. Okay. When you're aggressive towards anything in here, the pigmen will come after you. So just keep that in mind. The ones that you really got to watch out for are what's called a juggernaut. You'll know what they are because they are like little floating things. I'm not seeing any in the immediate vicinity, but we'll probably see them a lot. Okay. Let's see, what can we get? I'm hearing another ghast around here somewhere. That is a juggernaut right down there. See just above my cursor flying? Now there's an easy way to avoid him. All you gotta do is sneak, and he ignores you pretty much. The sheepmen you can actually trade with. Now I don't know where this other ghast is. Oh, there he is. Look, a pigman right here. And as you can see, I'm lagging again. Now, as long as you have nether quartz in your inventory, this guy is going to stay fed. As long as he's fed, you get his bonuses. I'm trying to kill this pigman, and lag is making me not want to fire. Or heal, for that matter. So we made our first visit to the nether. There's the ghast way out there. He's frozen because lag. We can drop down there. We can see some stuff. So something I am going to do, while I have the opportunity to try, so we're going to create a new waypoint here. And I think I just disconnected again. Now do note that you can both buy the gas tiers and the plastic that will let you create more mob imprisonment tools, and you want a couple of them for various reasons. Yes, duplicating mobs is very good, and yes, you want to do a mob duplicator in order to get said mobs spawned. But more importantly, they are a great way for fuel sources. One of them that you want early on is probably an Enderman farm. It wouldn't hurt to have a Blaze or Juggernaut farm. I prefer the Blazes because when they can't see you, they do fall. Now I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my machine right now. It's not showing me anything. Server or client, for that matter. But again, once I get my RAM sticks, this is not going to happen anymore. But hey, we're almost 2 hours into the stream, and this is pretty much the first problem that we've really had. We had one hiccup earlier, and then it was running smooth after that for quite some time. I'd say it's improving, don't you? My machine's just a little on the slow side sometimes. I was trying to make a waypoint and got disconnected. Now, there is one downfall to the mob duplication machine. You cannot spawn mobs that have a hit point of over 600 or 500, something like that. Yes, you could probably change it in the config files, but I didn't, and I'm not going to. However, there is a way around that. You can make instead a powered spawner. Whether or not it's worth it to do so depends on what you want to spawn. I am waiting on checking to see why my server's not moving forward. It looks like it's frozen a little bit. There it goes. Now it's caught up. There it goes. Now it should be catching back up just fine. So we're still moving forward, you know? Now in the Nether, there's what, two things you want to watch out for. Okay, one is a wither skeleton, which you need a fortress for, and the other one is spawning up high enough that you're not down on lava level. Now, yes, the magma cube pet does take care of that for you as long as you have nether quartz to feed him. But at the same time, you also want to make sure that you're not constantly trying to go around lava. Because, let's face it, that would just be a pain. So, literally, for being inside of the nether, you want to spawn probably higher up. I think we're at about Y60 something. We'll check when we get back in what our coordinates are at. But at the same time, you know, it's not the top of the world, it's not the bottom of the world, so it's pretty damn good. Now, we don't have flight yet. We barely have glide ability. But we'll make sure we fix that as time progresses, right? Well, technically we do have glide ability. We have the glider. And we have the slime sling and slime boots, so we can fall from really high places. But at the same time, we don't want to rely on that to go around. Once we get a little bit further along, we will make do with trying to get better methods. Specifically, you want slime, slow fall, and multi boots. Oh, what's going on? I can't see anything. I don't want to be way over there. Okay. That kind of worked out in our favor, I guess. By the way, there are creepers galore in this place, so be careful. Like I said, once you're hostile to one thing in here, everything starts getting hostile to you. Yeah, let's see if the gas is still over this way. What is shooting at us? can't see what that is, but I think it's a salamander. Yeah, that was a salamander. How about that? So let's just go ahead and mine upwards. Those juggernauts are just more annoying than anything, really. They're not really too much of a bother unless they get close to you. Because when they get close to you, they get really stupid fast and hard to hit. Strange Graves Dust. Okay. It's always good to have some nether quartz. Nether gold. Ardite ore, and we can mine it. Let's light up around a little bit. Hey, look at that lapis, right? Hey, into the fire. We got ourselves a blaze rod. Mini pigmen. Lots of glowstone. That's good. Some nether coal. Always good to get things like that. Inferium ore. We need that. What's this over here? Blocks of quartz. Sweet. Aha! That's something that we want. Another ardite ore. Another iron. Okay, so we're going to take out our scooperator. Even though it doesn't have any power, we can still use it, right? Maybe not. But at least we can come back and get this later, right? I think it's breaking. Yeah, it's just going to take a minute. Now don't forget, when this breaks like this, you are going to get hit. There we go. So let's go ahead and eat up. We're going to try and get some of that glowstone up there because we need it, right? Salamander. That's a baby. Alright, let's get this glowstone if we can. Should be able to though. No problem. Yeah, good chunk of it. Some nether gold. Now just keep in mind that most nether stuff will always drop as ingot or nuggets rather than anything else. I got some blaze powder. That was nice. So you see here, they're nuggets. Now this one, the nether gold deposits, also drop nuggets. Cobalt. Cobalt and ardite is what you need to make manulin. And I am full on inventory space, so I'm going to put these bees up in here. I'll keep the ardite on me. I'll put the experience down here. I can put that away since I'm not really using that. Let's use these up. Let me get this out of our bar. So let's go ahead and grab some more of this. And let's grab more of this. And look, another hive. That's great. Alright, so that's our first trip here. Pretty successful, I think. Let's get this ardite ore, and we can head ourselves out of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back down here to our portal, which is just below us, and do what we tried to do before. This was from that salamander before. Okay. And more cobalt, which I don't really try. I want to try and mine at the moment. Ooh. Another redstone. And I ran out of torches, but we have more in our inventory, right? So we're going to come right here in front of our portal. We'll make a new waypoint, and we're just going to name it portal, and we're going to make it red, because, you know, nether, right? So now we have our portal marker whenever we get too far away, so we can find our way back if we ever needed to get out of here, at least properly. And yes, I know /home is a thing, and I've been using it a lot, but I'm going to try not to use it soon. But we need to repair it anyway, so for now we can head out of here. And it is in the middle of night. Always not a good idea to be caught outside in this mod pack. I can't stress that enough. The night is dangerous for lots of reasons. I haven't even begun to show you half of what this has to offer. Ooh, what's this? I got a golden cutlass. Interesting. Can I smelt that down? Yes, I can. Hey, more gold, free gold. And I got some meat from Fissures of Mid Rising. That was from the Salamander. Blaze powder, some rotten flesh. I'm gonna eat it. Bad idea, of course, but it is what it is. But then we can stick the rotten flesh there. Start drying the rest of it out. Okay, so let's get this out of our inventory. Cobble soulstone, graves dust. Hey, we found some sulfur. Magic bag we're going to open. All this can get put away. We can use one of those to eat as well. Blaze rods will be important later. Coal. Inferium is very important. More quartz is good. Iron, cobalt. Now, if you recall, we needed the sulfur for our flux capacitor. And now we're missing a lead. So do we have any lead? We do. So we'll leave this up here. Let's open this magic bag. What do we get? It's magic powder from Dungeon Tactics. Okay. Let's take out our bees. And that should be the last thing that needs to go into our storage. How are we doing on storage space? Still at 48 slots. Okay. Not bad, not bad. We do need to make more torches, though. How are we doing on sticks? Sticks are good. And how are we doing? We got plenty of coal because we got that vein right outside, right? Alright, so I'm going to make these in here. And just make them all. And the extras can go in here. Okay. Eat the brains. You have gained temporary warp. I don't know what that means. But we have 7 quests that we completed. So let's go ahead and collect some of these, right? We've gotten ourselves the redstone furnace. Obsidian TNT. Nice. We collected our pulverizer. Nice. We haven't made the induction smelter or the strongbox yet. We haven't made item ducts yet. We got ourselves our hardened kit. Potato niches. Anyone can cook. And then down here for bosses, we killed ourselves a salamander. And we got a castle block for that. Alright, so we're still moving on. Wait, what? Hello? Where'd you come from? Okay then. What was that? Contaminated food. Eat one. Save the other one for something else. I don't know what that other thing was. Spider eye. Just eat all the things, right? I'll find it later. Something that I had that was food. Why is there zombie pigmen here? Are they seriously coming through the nether portal? Spread of nether is supposed to prevent that. Oh well. Yeah, so we'll just have to deal with that on occasion. Normally you don't want that too close to your base, so that's one of the reasons why. Now, we got this pulverizer here. We're going to just toss in all this lead ore. Because you see we finally have max 2 million. And see, these are still running. These are still backing up somewhat. Fractionating still is pretty much depleted. Now let's turn in the pulverized lead from the lead ore, which should allow auto input to smelt over on this side. And there we go, we're getting our lead ingots doubled. Because every time it smelts, it goes into 2, which each one can individually be smelted up for 1. So that's nice. Monster jerky. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the rest of this can just be smelted, right? No. Rotten flesh. Can we do this again? Oh yeah, we need a Tannis potion. Because we want to turn that into leather if we can. The other way of doing it... oh yeah, we need an atomic reconstructor. What do we need for that? We could probably make that, can't we? Actually, before we do that, let's go grab one of our lead ingots that we made. Or are making. Because we want to make this guy first. Okay, now we have that nice little thing. Plus 2% attack speed, nice. Now it can't charge yet. Can we stick that out here in one of these? I don't think so, because it'll probably be the same result, right? Can we set it to charge? We can't throw it into anything to charge. We'll have to figure out a way to charge that. Now I do have these 2 items up here. Where is it? This one, the charger, which we need pure fluids or regular fluids for, which we'll get eventually. Now we can take him off of there. Or we can get the charging station, which is the easier one to make, but we need treated wood planks and a copper coil. Copper coils we can make. MV wires we can make, because terracotta is literally just smelted up clay. Clay blocks, mind you. So yeah. But that's still working. And this bobble can just go right up there. Until we can figure out a way to charge it, right? So let's take out our handy dandy checklist. And we got the nether portal. We completed some quests. We got some upgrade kits going. We even got some bee collection going. So we're literally just missing charging items. So while we're on the subject, and it's the last thing left to do, let's find an easy way to get one of those chargers on us, right? So we can get these out of here. That can go. That can go. That can go for now. That can go, and that will keep till we can use it. And the raw mutton we will cook over here. And even the monster's jerky, I believe we can cook. We're making a second one, so we can go ahead and test it to see if we can make it here. We haven't eaten cooked mutton yet. Can monster jerky be cooked? No. Okay. And then we can put our pet away and nether quartz to go with it. Let's go ahead and repair our tools. Now, my axe, while I was clearing out, did get leveled up to next level, so it has 4 modifier slots. I can throw 4 of these reinforcement modifiers onto it, make it unbreakable with 5, and then this one has 3, which that's about halfway leveled. But I really want to get this stone pickaxe leveled up first. It has no modifier slots on it, but I have put some reinforcement modifiers onto it. But we'll look into getting some of that done a little bit later. And there we go, we got our second piece of jerky. So one of those can go away for emergencies. Now we want to make the atomic reconstructor, excuse me. We need an iron casing for that, which we should have enough to make. Oh, we need more iron ingots, really? So, iron, next. We got plenty, so we'll take out half a stack of that. Yeah, always nighttime. Always nighttime. So just like before, we're going to stick these in our pulverizer. We're going to take out the pulverized silver, which is nice. Take out our lead ingots and go store all that. Now, something that we were lacking for a while and still are is nickel. So how are we doing on nickel? We should have like none, right? Yeah. But if we're looking for pulverized nickel, let's see here. In a pulverizer, let's see all these things turn into it, right? Native iron clusters. Iron ore chunks can get us pulverized nickel. So any iron ore type stuff can get us pulverized nickel. So we're working on that. So we're going to wait till our iron out here finishes smelting up. Hey, look, pulverized nickel. And we're getting plenty of iron. Now, in order to turn our pulverized nickel into nickel ingots, we need a prothean dust, which is a little bit of a pain, or we can just smelt it into the nickel ingots, which is still pretty nice. How's this one? This is slowly building up. But again, that's why you have these at all max capacity producing, because that's what this does. Now this can also be upgraded with the same hardening kits, right? Well, not this one, but the one previous tier. And that'll help it produce, you know, maximum power usage, energy stored, and all that jazz. Might even increase the reservoir on both sides. Maybe not, but still. Okay, we got plenty of iron now. So we'll take this. We'll go make our casing. And then atomic reconstructor. And bam. Shouldn't that give a quest? Oh, I need the item ducts there. Energy cells there. Magma crucible fluid transposer. So I need the induction smelter next. Excuse me. Invar ingots, machine frames. I could probably make this. And to be fair, it was something on the list, right? Yeah, induction smelter. Let's see if we can make it, shall we? It's there. What do we need? We need everything. So we got enough of the redstone coil. We can get the 2 copper ingot gears. Machine frame. We'll need a tin gear. Need the machine frame. What are we missing for the machine frame? Glass. And we need the Invar ingots, which we can make at least. So literally all we're missing is the glass for the machine frame. So let's go sand. Got plenty, right? We'll just smelt the sand up here, because why not? See if we got any more pulverized nickel over here. We do. And our iron is coming along. It's almost finished. Now this is easy ore duplication. Much easier than that where it can accidentally smelt, right? Or alloy together. And again, each of these machines can have upgrades. And then there's the manufactory, which can do other types of things. Come on. Oh, didn't go smelting. Okay. So let those last 2 smelt. Throw that in there and take these out. And now we're getting better nickel. And of course we could certainly take more iron ores and pulverize it and get it, you know, continually going and all that. But right now it's not necessary to do so, right? And we're waiting on our sand, which is over here. So we'll take that. That should give us enough to get our machine frame. Back to our atomic reconstructor, and we should have enough now. Oh, well, would help if we made the iron casing first. Wait, didn't we have the iron casing? No. Oh wait, we have the atomic reconstructor. Shoot. What were we making again? Our induction smelter. There we go. That's what we wanted. Hey, quest complete. More quests done. Ooh, a conductive iron jetpack. We have flight, folks. Igneous intruder, 2 magmatic dynamos, a compression dynamo basic, which we'll make more of those later, and some hardened fluid ducts, so we'll get to those. What do we need for the igneous extruder? Pretty much the same as what we have already, I suppose. So this jetpack can freely go on because, well, to be fair, we don't have anything else needlessly using it. So over here, let's go ahead and give ourselves, I'll just put it right there. Now it's not getting power, so that's good. We're going to do two things, or three things. First, we're going to grab a redstone torch. Second, we're going to make a pressure plate. Plain and simple. Nothing fancy. Really. Doesn't matter what kind of pressure plate. And we're going to need our flux ducts so we can provide power, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to come out here to our atomic reconstructor. And with the torch in your hand, you're going to right click and change it to pulse mode. Then you're going to put the pressure plate in front of it, and only after that are you going to connect the power to it. So now as you step onto it, it powers. And as you can see in the lower left, that's how much it has stored inside its internal buffer. So let's go grab the rest of those rotten fleshes that we had, right? And the induction smelter, for now that can go away, as long as we know we got it, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to face your atomic reconstructor, and you can also face this upwards, having the power come to it from a different side, so that way this is facing upwards. And then you're just going to control Q, and it's going to drop the stack. And look, all 26 of those turned into leather from rotten flesh. That is the easiest way to do it. And because it's set on pulse, it's not going to continually drain power. You can put your redstone torch away. And we have our induction smelter, so we can get rid of that. Let's see, what do we need for a sag mill? That's going to take dark steel. How about our simple alloy smelter? We need the grains of infinity for that. How about the regular charger or the charging station? I suppose we get the treated wood going. Well, you know what, we can just buy 32 of them from the shop. So for now, we're not going to worry about making what we need for that. So we're just going to buy one, because that's going to be more than enough. Okay, quest completed. Yay. What do we get for that? Okay. Coke bricks will be next, blast bricks, steel. Okay, so we can work on those. Latex processing unit, animal baby separator, infinity drill, wet conveyor belts. And then, of course, 32 plastics. And the garden cloche. Okay, so what do we need for the kinetic dynamo? Just going through the motions, right? Copper coil blocks, LV wire coils, we need copper wires from one of the two mods. The easiest one is probably the immersive engineering, which is just shears and copper plates is just an engineer's hammer with the copper ingots. Luckily we have tons of copper, but we're going to hold off on that for just a little bit. So we're going to come back over here, we're going to go to a simple alloy smeltery, or no, excuse me, not our alloy smeltery. What was it? Charging station. We're going to make our copper coils. So here's our hammer. We need our copper. Now it doesn't have to be, any particular spot, as long as both of those are in there. And then it's going to waste durability of the hammer, to make the plates. Now we need our shears. And you're going to do the same thing. Again, it doesn't matter which slot. Okay. And both of these can go away for now. And then to make these, it's going to be this. Okay. There we go, 16. Should be enough to make 2 of these, but we're going to only make the 1 for now. And those can just go away. And now we should be able to make a block. Wait, we just made that, didn't we? Sorry, we can make the charging station itself. What are we missing? The MVs. That's right, we need clay. Because we have to take clay. Oh, that's the pattern. We need at least 4. Now we're just going to let that glass keep going there, but we're going to rest again. Alrighty then. And throw our clay in there, which will make this process go much faster than a vanilla furnace. Bam, we got our terracotta. That's all we needed. Well, not all we needed, but you know what I mean. Now, always be mindful of your storage when you're using the simple storage network, because, let's face it, even as wooden crates, it's going to fill up fast, right? So we've still got 42 slots. I didn't want to do that. Alright, so that can go away, that can clear, and those can all go in there. And now we should have enough for this one, and then this. And bingo. Charging station acquired. And of course we can also throw our glass in there. Now we can start charging things. So all you're going to do is come over here. I'm pretty sure this can accept on any side. So we're going to go ahead and make this face, which is the front face. Nope, that's not right. Yeah, it is. Okay. So what do we want to charge first? We want to charge our scooperator. So you just right click it in there and you see little particles, so you know it's charging. And that's not moving, so that's a good sign. Now you can't see what the charge is on this. You can only tell what the particle effects are. You see how these are still, moving? Now if you take it out, there you go. 100 of 101. So we can go ahead and put that back in there for a little bit longer. I don't think it'll go up. So anyway, okay, so that's our first item. So we can go ahead and put that back in. We take out these 3 gadgets. And again, we'll just watch. Now you won't know how much of a charge it has because this doesn't exactly tell you, but you can tell by the particle effects and what colors they are is how much it has charged. See, like, it's starting to turn orange now, so if I take it out, see, it's got a little bit of a charge. It's 500K, so it's going to be a minute. And if we look, we actually see our power reserves actually going down now. So it's a good thing we have that built up, right? This has full charge, this has a full charge, even our manufacturer down below has a full charge. This hasn't started to back up, this hasn't started to back up. That's full charge. And it shows that we still have resin inside of our pipes. Now, if you want to make sure that this stayed full, you can always plant a second spruce tree and 4 more arboreal extractors, but we don't need to, because we're not using that much power. And of course with this, you can control the input and output so that you're always getting a positive input from the power cell so that it's not draining like this. If we were to just do 1, okay, 2, excuse me, maybe this one? Yeah, that one. Input, output. That shouldn't be right. I think it's supposed to be reversed. But anyway, we don't need to worry about it. And you see the particle effects are green, so you take it out and check. Hey, it's full charge, right? And then we put on our second gadget. And this gadget can go away. This one can come down to our bar. So pretty much we've accomplished everything on our list except for one. I'm going to head back to the nether. Actually, no, I'm just going to come and find the nearest hive real quick and show you what I meant about the scooperator. Here's one over here. So what you want to do is take your scooperator out, and you're not going to use any durability. You're going to shift and right click, and it picks it completely up. Right? Now what does that do, you might ask? Ignore those beehives. Those are vanilla, and those are Pam's. They give you some stuff for honey for cooking with, but for the purposes of what I'm wanting here, those are not the beehives that you want. You want the ones that drop the princesses and the drones. Let's take a little quick walk around and see if we can find any more. Oh, there's one right there. Hey, look, a wishing well. But now if you look at my inventory, I have the whole hives. It tells you what they are, and you can look up in JEI what they drop. So it's nothing spectacular. I'm not trying to hide anything from you, but I'm not going to show it because, you can find out on your own. That had snow on the top of it. But yeah, that's the main thing. You actually have to click on the hive. And the shimmering flowers you always want to collect. Always. Because they come in a big part later if you want to do Botania or some of the other things. They will come in handy quite tremendously. There's another wintry hive over here. Now it doesn't exactly matter which hives in the overworld that you get. Ideally you want a forest and a meadows, but wintries work as well. Another one of these structures where we can dig down and find a surprise, usually good or bad. It can be both. Any more hives? Doesn't look like any more in the immediate vicinity, but it doesn't have to be. Let's venture out this way a little bit. So we know there's good stuff over this way. Yeah, look at that, another hive. Now, why do you ask that I'm picking them up like this rather than just breaking them? Well, for two reasons. One, I'm going to show you a trick with breaking them so that way it saves you on durability and healing and food, so that way you can break tons of them at a time, and so that you don't have to actually heal while you're doing it. And it's faster. You're still going to use your scooperator, and the more hives you get, the better. So there's nothing saying that you have to, get a certain X amount, but the more the better. And when I start with it, I'm going to explain what I'm doing very, very carefully with the bees. I'm going to even get fancy and pull up a chart. Or make a chart. Hey, look at that, a meteor. Ooh, can I mine that this time? I can. Let's see what's in this meteor block for us. Duranite ore, and we can't mine that yet. Because we can only do cobalt, ardite, and look at that lava. Hey, we need some lava, don't we? Yeah, we do. Let's let that go away. And we can come back for that Duranite ore later. Alright, let's put our bubble back on. Let's keep looking around a little bit more for hives real quick. Well, it's still somewhat light out. Hey, look, there's one. Cave. Uh-oh, there's a portal. It's getting too dark. We need to head back. Not before we grab some more hives. Haha. Now, am I afraid of rifters? No. Do I like dealing with them? No. Am I ready for them? Maybe. What is going on? What the heck was that? A fade leaf? Okay. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Alright, so let's see what we came out with on that haul. So we got some meteorite blocks, a dirt. We got 8 wintry hives, 3 unusual hives. Okay, so that's a good start, right? So we can just stick all this in here, deal with it later. Now we should be able to go and charge up our scooperator again. This should be full. Our building gadget is, or copy paste gadget is full. And then once this gets finished, swap it easy enough for the building gadget. No, to be fair, it doesn't take long for the scooperator to fill up. This thing is 500 charges, but ignore that. We did get the charger built, so let's collect our money for that. And we'll make sure that we can get a lot of this other stuff come soon. As you see here, there's this whole little section down here of bee quests. You have your bee house, your impregnated casing, bronze ingots, clockwork engine, peat fired engine. Most of that is, all bee related. We can even start getting our garden cloches now. But I want to wait on that. But those will come in very handy later. But we can put away both of those, and once we get this out, that'll be our last one. Now what do we need for our improved backpacks upgrade? So that we can get this, we need tanned leather, which needs cooked bound leather, which needs leather and string, which we can do. So let's see how big we can make our backpack real quick, shall we? So we need a blank one. Let's get a couple of these. 17, that's fine. So let's go take these outside to cook up. This looks like it's finished charging. It is! What's the keybind for that? I don't remember what I put it as. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. Nope. Nope. I'll figure it out eventually, folks. Nope, not that. I'll eventually figure it out. All I gotta do is check my keybinds, right? And look, advancement made for improved backpacks. So now we can go ahead we can get some tan leather from bound leather and make ourselves a blank upgrade pattern. Can we skip straight to stone? More iron, maybe? Yeah. We can even do gold. Can we even do diamonds? We can. We can skip all the way to a diamond upgrade. Wow. Okay, so we're going to simply take off our backpack, and all you do to apply it, simply put it in your crafting. Wait, what? Oh, you actually have to go through the upgrades. Well, phooey. That's no fun. Okay, so at least we have our diamond one made. So let's make some more of these. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, right? Okay, so it's wooden. Iron, or stone rather, excuse me. Iron. And gold. Plenty easy, right? And we take our diamond back out. Now we can go in and do this. First wooden. Now it's a stone. So we take our stone, then it's iron, then it's gold, and then it's diamond. And that is a max tier backpack. And it is an intrepid backpack plus 6% attack speed. Backpack is maximally upgraded tier 5. So now when we put it on and we look at it, Now it's got plenty of space for lots of things. That's gorgeous looking. Alrighty then. Additionally, also, you take this and this off now. There was something else I was going to do. What was the other thing I was going to do? Now I'm going to save for the next episode for base expanding, both up and down. You know what? Let's do this. There was something I was going to do. I can't remember now. Oh, right. I want to take these two things off because I want to stick these in the charger. First, the jetpack. And then my flux capacitor. And just watch the particles. And you wait till the particles basically get solid like that. So then you take it out by swapping it, and voila. Now we have a jetpack. Oops, wrong button again. Which button did I make it? There we go. It's supposed to stay hovering. Why is it not hovering? Oh, I see what it does. Never mind. Okay, so that's fine. And you see it's wasting a little bit of RF, but that's pretty fine. Fuel usage is 32 RF per tick, allows flight when active, must be worn as a chest plate, which is all fine and dandy. That's going to take a while to charge. That's draining fuel out of there profusely, but that's fine. As long as it doesn't hit 0 and as long as it doesn't stop charging. And it's already sunset. Take out our last glass that we smelted up. And how's our money doing? Well, we've got more quests to get over here. Made the diamond tier upgrade. Experience 10 levels. Nice. We have 1,730 money. Okay. That's weird. But okay. Is that wasting any fuel? No. Okay. Just weird. That's still charging. But we knew that was going to take a minute because that holds a lot. That almost holds as much as this basic energy cell behind it. Alright, so... Oh yeah, also if you fall off of a high place, your jetpack will automatically catch you. So do keep that in mind as well. It's almost finished, but okay. What do we got here? We're building up our agility some. Because we were going for magic safe port. Yeah. So we need 3 more in magic, which will take a lot of experience, and then we need defense. So let's just start pumping into that. And we have 2 skill points that we can use eventually. Our agility, road walk, increase your movement on paved grass path, double tapping, hill walker. We can't get that one yet. Under magic, we can't get either of those yet. We need at least 8 in this one in order to get this, but we also need those as requirements. So once defense hits 12, we can get the undershirt, which will prevent us from taking fatal damage, which is nice. Gathering, every mob will drop at least 1 item, increase luck while fishing. We'll deal with that when we come to it. And it looks like our flux capacitor is fully charged now. Yes. Now if we put it on, now it's actually on. Now you see it drained a little bit, and it holds 1 million, so we can put it back in our bobble slot. And anything that takes a charge, such as this, traction enabled. Now things should get pulled in probably pretty well. So let's test it out real quick. Let's chop down this tree over here. Yeah, there we go. Now we can go and clear out all this stuff up here. Now we can have a nice, clean, and tidy base. That was weird. Well, those will decay on our own. Let's get this separated out. Now those will fast decay on their own. And all that's left is over here. Oh, no, we got this over here too. Okay. Okay. And let's get this over here. Get these up here. And these will all fast decay. Okay. Nothing else in the immediate vicinity that needs chopping down. And this over here. Perfect. Nice timing and all. And just to make sure that we're running perfectly fine, just check our bobble. Yeah, we barely used 150K. So that's pretty nice. And of course, as we get different bobbles, we'll change what we have on. Right now, we're just using what we got. Panic necklace. It's probably going to be the first one to go. Alright, so let's grab our wood. Let's repair our axe. None of those are broken. You'll need to raise that mining level up. Make it unbreakable. Something I was going to do was change the binding on the pickaxe, which will give me an extra modifier to paper. So let's do this. Oops. These out of here as well. So let's see, paper, and we want the binding pattern. So we need 4 paper for that. Luckily, oh, I did that. We have plenty of sugarcane that we just got, so we can make a few. Okay, now if we come to our tool forge, that'll give us 1 modifier slot, which will allow us to add another reinforcement to it. And there goes, reinforced 4. Now all it has to do is spend that last 2000 XP, or 2100 XP, and I'll have it reinforcement 5, which means it will be unbreakable. And that'll be good times all around. Let's see, let's grab out some more of our food. But now we have plenty of extra storage space. Let's check out the remote again. So in order to make the simple storage remote, we need to make another simple storage network master. We have blocks of quartz now. So let's see if we can make it. We need more storage cables. That's easy enough. And what do we need here? Okay, glowstone we can make, because we have plenty of dust that we got. We only need the 1. But now we need slime balls. So where can we get slime balls? We need to find one of those floating islands. Yeah. And of course, if we ever start Botania, we can use a cactus and a mana pool. I don't know what that is. Let's see, what else can we do? Mob drops, slimes, villagers, magma creams, which we don't want to waste. Okay, so it looks like our easiest bet is finding one of those slime islands. And we'll see if we can't upgrade that remote. So let's sleep. And now I can also hopefully showcase you one of those cloud pets that are up there. So, we're going to take off. Just going to go straight up. Oh, look at that structure over there. That's nice. I'm not seeing one. Not in the immediate vicinity, anyway. Also, keep in mind, if you want to save your RF, you can take out your gliders. Don't forget. Then take off your hover mode. And you can still use your jetpack and go up. So we're looking for one of two things, either a slime island or at least one of those pet clouds. Finding some structures along the way. Now mainly you want to stay above the cloud level. That's where those things spawn. You don't need to go up excessively high like I'm doing. I'm just doing it so I can look around. You find some pretty interesting things, right? Plus it's a good way to open up your map and search. And now that we have this jetpack, we can really search the nether quite profusely better. I'm not seeing any of these clouds. You'll know what it looks like because it'll have a chest on it, right? And you always want to have your weapon at the ready when you get near it. There's one, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Ooh, excuse me. And yes, these are named mobs. Oh, quit spawning. And yes, they are blazes, so they are annoying. Alright, let's get this out and run. Pinot pet. Okay. Let's see. Can we find another one? Maybe. That's an interesting structure over there. That is Barako the Sun Chief, so at least we know where he's at. What is this structure? Because why not? Is this a woodland mansion, basically? Or a desert mansion? Some sort of enemy. And I'm hearing witches nearby. I've never seen this structure before. Whoa! That's a tiger dude. Don't know what he was, but okay. You know what? I think this is from Ancient Warfare. Whoa! Oh! Thank God for flight, right? So I guess you gotta fight your way through this structure and wind up here at the top. Box of gold. Okay, yes please. Dark prismarine, okay. I'll take a whole bunch of that, no problem. Ooh, some blocks of emerald. Man. I definitely think this is an Ancient Warfare structure. Very cool looking though. Ah, no, get out of there. Didn't want to open the chest. I'll take a look at all this loot later. Hey, an ender chest. Can I pick it up? Probably not. Gives us a lot of obsidian though. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, it's Ancient Warfare. Well, still kind of nice, right? It opens to the Rakshasa. Who's that? That's the Rakshasa Lord. Anybody having to catch how much life he had? Alright, after I finish looting this place, I'm going to call it an episode because we've done quite a bit here. It's probably going to be another spawn. Yep, right there. That's a lot of enemies. Gotta love cheesing with a shuriken, right? Thankfully we got the flight. That helps too. So where is this Rakshasa Lord? Oh, he's down there? So keep in mind when you come across these ancient warfare structures, when you try to open a chest, it'll tell you that it won't open. But if you see right down there, it'll highlight the enemy that you have to kill for a couple seconds to show you what you need to have to kill in order to open it up. Usually it's every enemy that's in the place though. So once you kill him and you try to open it, you'll see that it's going to not only show another enemy, but it's going to be linked to that enemy as well. But alright, I'm going to see about this, see if this will give it to me real quick. Will that let me open it? Oh, let me open it. So let's loot this. Just take it all. We got space. Let's take the chest too, because why not? Chests are using things. Now I think we're too far away to use our remote, unfortunately. But anything that stacks, we can make a little bit more space out of. We'll definitely have to work on getting that remote upgraded. Knockout stick with knockback 5 on it. So we don't care about blood bottles, so we get rid of those. That's Botania. So now we can start picking and choosing what we're going to take and what we're not. So let's see. Silver stag, copper owl. Excuse me. What do we got here? We can get rid of the armor stands. I mean, we could probably melt those down, but why? Piranhas. Capacitor, yes please. You don't need the hunter coat boots. Let's put more of this away. Since we've already emptied that one. Constellation papers, yes. Another ender. Amethyst. Juniper, bone, wanderation, yes. Some steel, always good. Boy, I really don't have space. What can I do? What can I do? You know what? I could probably do this. Can I put these in here? Yes, I can. And obsidian, too. That'll be good. So put that away. That frees up a couple more spots. So steel, duration. Don't need the healer hat. I don't really want the hot potato. I'll take the gold. More stuff. Wow. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take what I can. And I'm going to bookmark this place. And we will definitely be coming back to this place. And this is going to be Ancient Warfare Structure. Or Ancient Warfare Loot. There we go. This will be green because we've already killed it. We're going to leave this one active because we're going to have to come back here. How about anything more in here that we can take? A couple good things actually. Nice. Got this one here. More capacitors, machine upgrades, Master Hammer Leap, Mending and Decay. Wow, this is just all sorts of good stuff, isn't it? Diamonds Galore of Cestus. Some rat upgrades. Oh yeah, all sorts of good loot in here. Another unremarkable capacitor. So yeah. We'll keep this place in the back of our minds. Can we put this on? Yeah. I'd rather negate fall damage. Okay, so I'm going to call that an episode. Let's go home and empty this all out. And I'd say that was a huge win. We did not, however, get our slime balls. And these ender swords are going to come into very good use. Now we're probably going to run out of storage space. You can see we're at 19, which is fine. Well, not really fine, but you know, we can make deal with it, right? Those are going to have to get trashed. These are going to get trashed. It's getting trashed. Okay. And then ender nuggets for inventory pets. Actually, that should make us at 0. So let's see. Crates. Can we upgrade to mediums? No, we need the void crystal blocks. Well, we could get the void crystal blocks now, because all that is obsidian and an atomic reconstructor. Or no, that's coal. Okay, so we can do this. We're going to take coal. Let's take these out for the moment. I'm going to turn these into blocks. We're just going to take a whole stack of them. Now those can go back in. Can any of this go back in? Yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to use our atomic reconstructor on blocks of it. Perfect. Alrighty then. Go back to crates. And it takes a small storage crate to upgrade. So wood casing, small crate, planks. Let's get some more chests going on here. We got 2, that'll be 2 upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it's 2, 3, and 4. I do take note that the chests don't need to match for this. Now mediums. Okay, so now small to medium storage upgrade. Oh, that's why. Small to medium upgrade. And the reason why you do it this way instead of just building them outright is because then you go over to your chests, shift right click. I could have made one more. But now, if you go into your crates, mediums have 2 pages worth of stuff. And if you come over here, I just added 472 slots when I was at 0. So that's a good way of keeping your simple storage network plenty expanded for the foreseeable future. That's everything out of here. We need to find slime balls, though. I will save that for next episode. So, in conclusion, going over our handy-dandy clipboard, we charged items. We did everything on our list. Hey, Derpy Chicken Leg, how you doing? You just caught me at the end of my stream. I've been live for 3.5 hours. But yeah, we got tree power going. I'll show you that real quick. We got our handy-dandy little setup over here. Spruce tree producing resin from arboreal extractors. We got an aqueous accumulator. This will continually, perpetually charge itself. This is at max power. These are all full. And basically these always run. Fractionating still. You can either do that or you can wait until it gets uploaded to YouTube. Either way. I went and visited the Nether, built the portal over here, and explained all this. Got a couple things upgraded, like I now have a conductive iron jetpack. Off camera, I cleared out a little bit over here. Still can go more. Cleared out a little bit over this way and claimed this chunk, so it's always loaded. Built some of this stuff over here. And I now have all my stuff charged. So it's all working out great. And everything on my list that I wanted to do, I did. I could have probably completed more quests, but that's always something, you know, that goes without saying. I'll probably just leave that at the bottom, and I'll change it when I get close to like 100%ing something in the entirety of the quest logs. Lava waders, not bad, not good, but not bad. But yeah, so I got a lot done. I just upgraded a whole bunch of storage over here. And yeah, moving things along. Come next episode, a little sneak peek, I am going to finally expand the roof of this place. I am, however, going to try and get this little doohickey over here. Basic plating from graphite dust, from graphite ingots, which is smelted from, or excuse me, it's pulverized. There we go, pulverized coal. Which basically I'm going to take coal into pulverizer, which I have outside. So actually, let me do that right now. Grab a stack of coal. And I don't need this to auto output. I'm just going to throw that in. That'll get me a whole bunch. So yeah, we made some obsidian using our little smelter here. When I start to expand this again, I'm going to probably change this whole row worth of column blocks to windows so we can see inside. Yeah, just using things and having fun. But I'm going to extend this whole roofing higher. But I'm going to wait until I can get my cobblestone generator to do it, so that way I can smelt up cobblestone. And then smelt that one more time and make smooth stone, and I'll make my base out of that. So that'll be quite nice. But yeah, there's pulverized coal. And pulverized coal into a manufactory gets me what I need, right? Which is the graphite dust. And I need at least 8 so I can get this cobblestone generator going, which produces 2 cobblestone per second constantly. No power needed or nothing. Now, there are 2 better. I think it produces 2, 16, and then 64. Each one uses the previous tier surrounded by something. And then the dense one produces 128. But that one doesn't go into anything. So yeah. So let's see if we can make this real quick. While we're here. Actually, I think I'm going to need a little bit more than 8 now that I think about it. So the basic plating is going to take lead. Oh no, because we get 2 per craft, right? So just make all we can get. So we just need 2 buckets. So we need iron. Which, to be fair, let's say we have plenty of. 2 buckets, one filled with water, which you can get from right outside, and one from lava, which we can get. Ooh, I know the perfect way. No, wait. I don't think I can. So let's go ahead and dig a hole. We're going to use our bobble for the lava. Take one of our buckets. Hey, made another achievement. Hot stuff. Oh yeah, we got our flux capacitor going. We got our magnet finally working. We're going to need water in that, and then these can both go away. Oh, that's actually going to go back in this hole. Finally saw a rift portal, but no rifter, thankfully. Made it home just in time. Found a weird teleporting flower, too. Okay, then that is our cobblestone generator. And let's get ourselves another crate. Man, misclick. We need sticks, so planks. And don't worry, we have plenty of wood. Alrighty then. And then we just come, let's say, right here, next to our crafting table. Stick that there. Stick our crate on top. And as long as it's next to it, it produces. So we'll wait till we have our first stack of it. And that'll be the end of the episode for now. I will off stream make a new checklist on our handy dandy clipboard, and come episode 7 we will go through the numbers of things that we can and can't do. But mostly things that we can. But yeah. But we increased our storage, made 4 mediums, got